Break a leg. The views and opinions expressed on The Big Llama Show are those of the host and guest. They do not reflect that of our sponsors, advertisers, or employers. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
Yeah, it's in the, she ruckus. Deadbeat, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go,
Wagon to the million, Louis V about that. Stacking paper limitless, what you know about that? I'm getting paper, seats in the club, hands up in the air. Wagon to the million, Louis V about that. Stacking paper limitless, what you know about that?
Hey everybody. Greetings to the Llama Nation. Greetings to everybody out there in the world. I'm the Big Llama. This is the Big Llama Show, and I'm really excited about tonight's show. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got a Llama rant coming your way. We got updates on Blackout and their huge connection with a blue check Twitter account and their latest reaction. I'm telling you. Doctor Strange and Bel-Air. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, and of course, everything in the chat. But we can't do this by myself. I can't do it alone. I give to you the great return of Blackout's prodigal son, the one, the only Blackout AD. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
It was a long 2 weeks not being on the show, brother. I'm glad to be here.
I mean, the controversy of you being gone for 1 week of this show was huge, man.
I just want you to know, don't ever replace me. The fans will miss me.
Of course. And that was the funniest thing, right? The way it all went down, it was, again, guys, if you guys missed last week, we had a guest co-host.
Yep.
Because AD was enjoying Big Homie's baby shower, and rightfully so. He should enjoy a Sunday night to have a good time for a good reason. But one of the things that we joked about is that, one day I may replace AD, and we were joking about it on Discord, that instantly it would be Hercules that I would replace him with. And sure enough, Hercules is subbed in for me, and now he's subbed in for Blackout. So
Hercules trying to get on the Big Llama Show. Don't let him fool you. He's finding his way. He's swiveling his way in. But yeah, I thought it was funny that we were joking about it. But truly, it was a great episode. It was cool because that was my first episode not on. You know what I mean? Out of the 38, so it was cool to actually watch it and be on the outside view, and then still see the numbers still being up. And I was like, oh man, we're really building something. So great episode, Herc. Thanks for covering me. You'll never replace me. And I gotta say, I specifically was like, yo, I could put Jaybird. You know what I mean? I could get Jaybird to do it. And and the other option was pre-record the stream. And then Llama said, oh no, I'll just ask Hercules. I was like, oh, okay. oh, I see where this is going.
Again, we're building the Blackout storyline, man. The eventual defection of the true Blackout AD leaving.
Yes, sir.
But no, again, it's funny. It's a weird thing because both you and I have a real strong connection to the show. So I know, like when I'm gone, I almost don't want it to happen, right?
Yeah,
like
me
I'm
too.
in my brain, I'm like, let's just shut it down for the weekend. And you feel strongly about keeping it going.
I just like the consistency we have with it.
Right.
I think honestly.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's the weird feeling I got when I took the weekend off. And the same thing happened. I was like, oh, AD's on maybe. No, we got to keep going. How do we do it? And the pre-recorded stuff, I don't mind. I think we should do more of that because we could probably give a little more production value to it. It was just like, all right, I thought of something just movie-wise that said, okay, I can get to military movies with him, and I think that would be easy. And I think I went the easy route in terms of a topic and a host.
Yeah.
But Jimmy is certainly a worthy. Jay Birdie's certainly a worthy, co-host.
We definitely got to get him his own episode because, I mean, honestly, Jay Bird, Pascal, I got to shout him out. He's in the chat. I seen him right now. He said, flock your life. But Jay Bird's been a staple to my stream. And, like, I've been saying it, like, he's my duo right now. Like, me and him are gaming all the time. And even in Herc's new video he dropped today, shout out Hercules Outlaw again, one more time. His new video, you see Jay Bird in all the clips. Like, he's there. He's just all the content. So, we definitely got to get him his own episode and let him shine a little bit more without, you know who.
Yeah, no, it's for real. And the guy's hysterical for sure. So Jay Birdie, you're next. You're next on the co-host list, man, for sure. Before we start, let's recognize the chat. One thing I want to talk about is my glasses, man. Like I got these new glasses and I'm now realizing, looking at myself on camera for the first time, it's reflecting big time. So these are brand new spectacles I got, and so everything is reflecting. So Jesus,
I was like, he wears glasses all the time. I never noticed it reflect this much.
Well, the other ones I had were anti-glare. And I switched them up, and so if you guys deal with it tonight, I will switch them out next show, I promise. Maybe the next couple of videos. Oh my god. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Let's shout out our people here. Gabe was the first one, so he wanted to tell you first, you dig? Hashtag blackout. So for sure, Gabe, thank you for joining on early. I jumped in a little bit early. I said, hey guys, it wasn't a dig at Gabe. It was at 9:17. I just want to remind people, hey, we're live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
If you do want to be a part of the show, hit us up in your comments and ask questions. That's the great part of this show, is it makes it interactive. When you guys get involved, and we always have a great chat group. So shout out to the guys out there. We had Hercules Outlaw hitting us up. It's a big hype to the Big Llama show. Hercules says my favorite duo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I hit you guys up on every streaming platform and said like and subscribe now. We got ADs in the chat, and what are those little pit things? Right, those shake. Right? So welcome to the pit.
They give what's that thing?
Seizures?
Yeah, I was about to say I was gonna say Parkinson's, but that's a different kind of shake.
Epilepsy. I think you're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, but that's a different kind of shake.
Got it. You get the shakes. We got ADs up in the chat. Throw them up for AD. Support your boy AD. The 16. Oh, that's a host? 16.
Yeah.
No, host. Okay. Oh,
damn.
Hercules Outlaw. HO. He's a host. Okay. Got it.
I was going emote crazy on Twitch.
No, that's good, man. Listen, here I am talking about 16s. What are we dropping 16s for?
16.
That's an old man right there, looking at graffiti. Look at that number 16. Hercules reminding everyone, don't forget to drop that like and sub the channel.
Yep.
Jay Birdie hit us with a bing bong.
Bing bong, flock your life.
That's it. Hercules talking about the Civil War. Hashtag blackout. That's the storyline. The blackout Civil War. It's gonna happen.
Yep,
it's gonna happen. Jay Birdie with Flock Your Life there. There you go. Hercules Outlaw. Jay Birdie is officially blackout and a testament for what we do. We strive to do, build a community. Yep. For sure, man. For sure. Those are the special epilepsy pit emotes.
I respect it.
I gotta respect that. Good. All right, so I promised the llama rant,
Yeah, you did.
and you're gonna fucking get one. That's it. You're gonna
That's
get
it.
one.
That's it.
That's it. I used my one, but I may use more. So
Yeah, you might pull a Roman 2 wrong.
I might. All right. So here's my issue, right? Like I've said this on the show, and I'm changing my tune a little bit. Hold on, Jay Birdie wants to sign it. You guys are gonna make me cry with the love.
Hey man, you deserve it, bro.
You do, man. You do for sure, man. Hey, he's great, man. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
All right, and I've said this on the show, and I think you and I have talked about haters online and everything. And for the most part, I have conducted myself in a manner which I think is professional. I typically respond with kindness, and I did to the people who wrote these next comments I'm going to read to you. But I decided I'm going to match their freaking energy. I'm going to match their energy tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read something to you. I'm going to read my latest hate mail. So here's my little hate mail I'm receiving. Anytime so I'm going to tell anybody who subscribes to the Llama Show, if you throw me some hate mail, I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to bring it out here for everyone to love. Not that if you disagree with me, I'm okay if you disagree with me. But when you go personal, I'm going to call you out. So let's take a look at this real quick. So first of all, I blocked out this guy's name. I don't want this guy to get any more press than he already has.
Yeah.
So let me read this to the people. If you're in podcast world right now, let me read it to you. This dude said to me, "You made the biggest mistake a reactor can make. You had it out for this movie from the start." By the way, this was the freaking Rambo reaction. It has not died out. It's got another 200 views since last show. It's crazy. Yeah, it's been out a month and I still get comments on it. So you had it out for this movie from the start. You called it a B movie 10 minutes in. I'm going to stop right there. It's still a freaking B movie in my opinion. All right, keep it going. I have watched movie reactions for years and have seen bad ones. You, however, take the prize for worst reaction I have ever seen. I'm going to stop you right there, Mr. No Name. Worst reaction? Have you seen some of those reactions out there? You got people sitting on a couch. You can't hear half the shit they're saying. You can't see half the shit that they're saying. They're reacting to the wrong shit. And some of them have already seen the shows already. So I call bullshit on that. And trust me when I tell you, my content is top tier shit. All right? So fuck your life with that shit. All right, anyway.
He said flock.
I did. They don't up upteen sequels of crappy movies. Yes, they do, jackass. I guess you could be smarter than the experts. I guess you were on fucking text to voice. I don't know what you were doing here, but I'm guessing not. Could be the old weekend warriors envy of true soldiers. And this is where I draw exception. Okay, like again, I take great pride in being a veteran. I served honorably. I was in the National Guard. I was in the Army. Yeah. I did my time. When you come at me and talk about your weekend warrior envy, I don't know what you mean. And I'm hoping that he's not attacking me as a veteran. Because I will show this dude where to go. I'll use some of my veteran skills. Let's see. If true, it could be the old weekend warriors envy of true soldiers. Just remember, the name of the game is likes and subscribers. Yes, I know the name of the game. Also, I've been in it for a while. Go ahead. It's a movie for sure. It's a freaking movie. Yeah. And so this is where the low blow hits, right? He says the name of the game is likes and subscribers, and you don't have many of each. Touche, sir. Too fucking shay. You don't have the honor of being the first movie reaction channel. Oh, you do have the honor of being the first movie reaction channel I didn't subscribe to. Congrats, and don't quit your day job. Well, sir, let me explain a little something to you. I don't give a shit that you're not a subscriber. In fact, I hope that you're hate watching me now, and I hope you hate watch me for the rest of my videos, because I saw you comment on 3 other ones of my videos, and yes, that adds likes and adds to the algorithm, so thank you very much for that. And listen, if I quit my day job, this channel would have to be so large for me to equal the amount of money I make. So thank you so much for that hate, my friend. Oh my God, this guy.
We will get there.
Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
Oh man, listen. This guy is clearly not a smart individual. He's saying you don't have a lot of likes and subscribers, but you're obviously still very new and still growing. And if he paid attention to your numbers so hardly, he would see that you grow every week. So that's kind of stupid. But I just don't get, like, why are you getting mad at you for giving an honest reaction to the movie? This is your true reaction. So for you to say you're not a good reactor when you're giving an authentic reaction to a movie, it just shows that he's biased on the movie and he doesn't give a fuck what you gotta say. I gotta throw mines in there. But it's like, bro, he gave you an honest reaction. How can you say he's not a good reactor? You know what I mean? Like, you're just being a hater at that point. Plus, you just wrote a fucking paragraph. Sorry, Floppy.
Right? No, I'm with you.
I'm upset. I'm upset with you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and if this guy was smart, right, and he read the comments, I definitely backtracked a little bit on my reaction just to say that I had a preconceived notion coming into that movie, and definitely thought it was going to be something completely different, and that was, But I've always said I said what I said, and the reaction is the reaction. That's how I felt in that moment when that movie ended. I didn't like it. I kind of still don't like the movie, but I understand it better. So this guy just got my goat when he was talking about Weekend Warrior envy and sort of hitting blow about the numbers. So
you can't. I wouldn't take any stock in the numbers saying, like, you're growing and you know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of numbers you do have, like, your channel has like 56K. You know what I mean? Your whole channel. So it's like, this guy doesn't know anything. You know what I mean? You're not really adding up your numbers. So it's like, you don't know. You're growing. You're doing good, man. Your numbers are good. Don't let them get to you, man.
No worries. I like Hercules here. He hit me up. LOL, preach. That guy, he's only helping you out. He needs to get some X-rated love and STFU, of course. No, and then this one guy, and this is the next one. I won't harp too much on this guy. He was just trying to be funny. Again, first time watching Rambo. It's same. This guy wrote, "This reaction is the greatest case of Dunning-Kruger I have seen for quite a while. No wonder the subs and views are low." And you know what? I've thought this guy was clever. He hit me with a Dunning-Kruger. I wasn't sure what that was at first, and I looked it up real quick, and I knew what it was. I just didn't know that's what it was called. It's when you think you're the smartest in the room, but you're really stupid. Essentially, you say things out loud, and you feel that because you have a platform that you are smart, and you're not.
Yeah.
And I did a little pettiness, and I went and I checked this guy out, and sir, 20-minute cooking videos from a corner security camera is not a good way to post on YouTube. That's not how you grow likes, my friend. All right. Anyway, I wanted to get that off my chest. I'm good. I'm good now.
Okay. But even that, it's like, man, what? People are gonna hate. So we're gonna get larger, and there's gonna be more eyes on us. And I just always look at it from my perspective. Like, I feel like I'm what Charlemagne is to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I love Charlemagne. You, Jay Bird, you guys hate Charlemagne. Hercules, I'm pretty sure doesn't like most of my friends don't like Charlemagne. But it's that person that gets people think, you know what I mean? You either like him or you hate him. And I feel like kind of that's how our group of creators is. We're all either you're gonna like us or hate us. Besides Hercules, I feel like Hercules is the one you can probably like the most.
Yeah, exactly.
But everybody else is like, they're gonna not like us. So we're gonna get some hate comments, but at the end of the day, we're growing. We're actually trying to build something, and we see the value in it. And other people do see the value in it. So the hate just shows that we're actually making some headway.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a 2,200 view video, and 50% of those are dislikes. So the hate is there. Yeah. Hercules set us up with a comment. Big oof, Llama is hitting in the souls. Hercules out. Llama has spent too much time on those Call of Duty lobbies. He's become toxic, and I love it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the dark side, brother. But honestly, what it was is it did, and I had said it, I want to be liked, and I want this thing to work. But you know what? I get it. Like, there's going to be people that don't like what I say, what I do, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I think what I struggled with was what I teach my son, which is you got to fight back. You got to hit that energy back. If somebody gives you that energy, you give it back. But in this world, in this game, me giving it back gives them more power, right? So I know that I just went on a rant and I gave this guy way too much of my time and my energy. But I wanted people to know that, for me, I'm going to keep looking forward. Now, I hit up a friend today on his live stream, and I said, hey, real talk, how do you deal with haters? And he said, he was honest. He's like, look, sometimes there's some truth and some honesty in those comments. Like, you could do better, right? You could do better and if it's something like that, take it to heart, see what you can do better. And he said, people who were coming at me with some nasty criticism, but one of them said that my video quality sucked. Not me, but like to him, his video quality sucked. And he was like, you know what? He's right. And it hurt at the time, but he was right. And he goes, now that his channel's like 35K or whatever, he's a huge guy now. He's basically take what you can from it but don't give him any credit. Don't give him any more energy than you need to. Ignore them people. So I'm going to do that moving forward. I just had to get it off my chest with a Llama rant.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's a learning process. Nobody likes hearing bad stuff about them. And as much as we can say we're going to, maybe ignore it or not, feed into it, somebody might say something that hits you, but it's the fact that you're going to keep going and prove them wrong, really.
Yeah, no. And listen, and I was down, man. I was down not because of this guy. I was just down because I struggled this week to get a content out, and I was like, damn, this guy's hitting me up. I don't know. You get to that point, I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about some good stuff. Let's talk about you and your. I mean, this is awesome, man. Like, you had some great exposure this week, and you posted a reaction.
Yeah.
So let us know all about that, man.
Our first reaction, obviously, it was me and Big Homie. We had him on here before, but shout out Big Homie. We did a comedy reaction, and it was something we were just talking about. We knew that he was releasing it on YouTube, so we were like, yo, let's just let's record something and see if we put it out and whatnot. And it was kind of a last minute thing. Like we watched it a week late and everything, so it was kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And yesterday, I posted the clip saying we're gonna drop the video tomorrow. Big Homie did the editing. He hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I got a couple clips, and I got the edit done." So I was like, "Oh, bet I'll start." He said he literally texted me, "Do your media stuff." So I was like, "Cool." So I put it up. I tag Akash Singh himself on Twitter. I tagged him on Instagram. I put it on Facebook. I was at like 16 views. No, like light stuff. You know what I mean? It was nothing crazy. And then middle of a shift, he retweets and says, "Hey, this is dope," which was super fire. And I literally watched within a minute of him retweeting. It went from 16 to 137 views within 1 minute. And I think right now we're at like over 3,000 on the clip. So to me, it was a dope experience. Like, even like, I mean, Justin loves this guy. And like, I showed him, and it was like, bro, like, he even shared our thing on Instagram on his story and was like, yo, your name is on this man's story right now. Like, that's crazy. Like, and I think I talked about this not last year, but probably like earlier episodes. We went to go see his co-host on his podcast. He does Flagrant 2. His co-host, Andrew Schultz, another comedian. We went to see him here. And like, it was just like a dope moment where I shook the hand of his cameraman who also is on the podcast and was just like, just telling them like I love watching what they're doing, whatever. And like, they both looked at my story. Andrew Schultz looked at my story, all that. And so now it's like all these people have seen us in some form. So it's like we really are existing in their realm. And I'm kind of curious to see where this video goes, and like even if he watches it or whatnot. But the fact that he even shared it and it got that many views was like a dope experience. And it just shows that we really can do this. And you'll never know when you can get that look. And one thing that kind of made me sad about it is that I don't have that much content out right now, especially on YouTube. You know what I mean? So it's like I've been streaming a lot, and this kind of experience made me really look at it like you need to get some more YouTube content out there, because one, it'll help grow my stream, and the stream's growing by itself, but like more exposure wouldn't help, but also to have that blueprint or a footprint on YouTube, because like when you look up my name, all you see is the Big Llama Show and now this, but like you mostly just see only the Big Llama Show. So it's like I need a little bit more, you know?
Yeah. Oh no, I thought it was amazing that, like, again, I've gotten some retweets and some, like, you know, thumbs up and stuff like that, but this guy retweeted your clip, and then, you know, it gave you the props and everything, and I was just like, wow, that's awesome. And then I saw he was Twitter verified and had, you know, all these followers. I'm like, man, that's amazing. And so what it did for me, you know, I've never heard of him in terms of, you know, in my world, because I don't, you know, I'm not into the podcast too much, but I watched your reaction. You know, I watched it live. I think you had,
we
were
did it live, which was awesome, and we had a lot of people in the stream. I think we were up to 9 viewers within like 3 minutes of the stream going live. So yeah, it was a good experience. I think that's another thing I want to do more, like just, you know, make content on YouTube, and then it's kind of like one hand washing the other. You know what I mean? Watching the YouTube content on stream with like a live chat, getting people's opinions and seeing it live, and like being there. Like I didn't even have to talk or anything. I was just letting the video play, and I was in the chat with everybody. So it was a good time, man.
No,
yeah.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. So I because of the hype that came around it, and I saw it, I was like, you know what, I got to support this. And you tweeted that you were going to be watching it live on Twitch. I tuned in, man, and the dude is funny, man. The dude has some great material. Yeah. And you know, again, just not that he, I don't know if he'll see this or not. Hopefully he does, right? But I'm a fan now. I'm a fan now because of your exposure to it, your reactions to it, and Big Homie's, you know, breakdown of the jokes and sort of the premise, and how I think you guys were talking about the crowd and how he works the crowd and the microphone, I mean, and the cameras, which I was like on the edge of my seat with, because I love that kind of stuff. But the dude is funny, man. The dude just has some funny content, man.
Super smart.
And I had said on the comments or on the chat that the dude lets the joke marinate, which is great, man. Like, you're chuckling, you're giggling, right? But he's not hitting you back to back to back. He's letting you think about it a little bit. And the more you think about it, the funnier the freaking joke gets. And the crowd just keeps like building to this eruption. So, I mean, that's got to be a great moment for you guys to just, you know, get some props from him. And, you know, again, like you always say, you're in their world, you're in their realm, so they know who you are.
Now, I mean, even at the end of this video, I'm like, and I don't remember because I was pretty stony when I recorded it, but I don't remember saying it. But like in the end of the thing, I was like, and when I blow up, I'm gonna be on their thing. So it's like speaking into existence. So like if he sees it, and even I told Justin, because Justin was like, hey, if you ever come out to Denver, you know, we want to see you. So if he sees that, comes out to Denver, like maybe we might meet him out here or whatnot. But you just never know. And I just look at it like a good teaching lesson. Like, hey, we can all do this. You know what I mean? That's kind of like how I feel. Like I'm the first one to like push these out, you know, and like show everybody like, hey, you guys can make this happen. We don't have anything but each other and making this content. And it's like, if we could get a look like that without anything, imagine when we're constantly putting YouTube reactions and that's why I called it Blackout Reacts, because I want any member from Blackout, any combination of members, if there's all of us, 5 of us, 6 of us, 2 of us, you know what I mean? If you want to react to something, you can post it on the Blackout channel under the Blackout Reacts, and, you know, we'll make a little series out of it. So I thought it was dope, man.
No, I think it was, like I said, I'm very happy for you guys. That was, again, the content was great. The content was great.
I was very much so I thought it was not going to be good, to be honest, like, because like I said, I didn't remember it too much. I was like, and it was a couple days before we like edited it. And then he retweeted, or when I posted the clip, that was kind of like my first time skimming through it, and I was like, it's okay. But then when we posted it, or when we posted the clip and saw like the reaction, I went back and watched it, and then I was like, oh wow, we really did have like good conversation in between, like good dynamic. Man, I think me and Big Homie have like great dynamic between each other. Like we can talk about pretty much anything and have conversation, and it always seems to come out content wise. Like it never feels like that because that's like my best friend, but it always comes out like we're actually making content. So, you know, it's good to see.
And the great thing was you guys weren't just laughing. Like it wasn't just like you guys think it was funny. You guys were breaking down the jokes. You guys were talking about where you've seen him before. And I mean, like I said, I had a great time. Glad I watched it live with you guys and the chat. That just elevated it to another level too, because we were talking about the jokes that we liked, and we were again, great job on that, man. I'm really proud. We got some.
Thank you, big homie. Thank you, big homie.
Yeah, we got some people here in the chat. Hercules talking about that's awesome. Big props to you guys. Hercules also said the growth is real. And then Big Homie, he says, I'm here, guys.
Hey.
Big Homie, we're just talking about you, man. Again,
Yes,
you are brilliant when it comes to those breakdowns and that insight that you have, man. Just amazing, dude. Amazing stuff. So again, that's awesome, man. What's you guys got anything else planned for any other content coming up, or you guys are still trying to figure out what's next?
We're just winging it, man. I'm just trying to get that's one thing about the podcast. It's the most consistent thing I have. So that's why I never want to miss an episode, because I don't want to ever lose that. Like I think I try to like make my content around the podcast in a lot of ways, especially on the weekends when I have like next weekend I have the whole weekend off. We're gonna have a UFC fight night Saturday, the pre-Llama show Sunday, and then the stream. You know what I mean? So it's like I always try to build the content around the most consistent thing I got right now. But the dynamics with like my friends and stuff, I mean, you see it. It's like we can make all different kinds of content if we really wanted to. We can make literally endless kinds of content. So it's like kind of honing what we can be consistent with and what probably would be best at, like with the best combinations and like what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like I feel like me and Jay Birdie, me and that guy, like we do our late night streams. Like that's a different kind of content on its own. And then like as you can see, me and Justin, well, like we have these like a good dynamic. Me and you have good dynamic. You and Jay Birdie, like to me, Blackout's endless. So like at this point, I just want to keep making different things and keep doing things like this and testing it out and just being consistent with putting out content, because who knows where we can be, man.
Listen, I'll commit this to you in the Blackout channel because it's probably off of the topics that I normally cover, but I'd love to do a wrestling discussion with Jay Birdie on your channel, because that dude is a wealth of knowledge. I finally met a guy who knows about as much of wrestling as I do, and it's amazing. It's amazing the way because I mean, I think when you and I are on with him and we talk about it, we leave you in the dust, but it's only because we like get hyped on it. We're like, but we're slowly turning you. We're slowly turning you into a wrestling fan.
To be honest, I don't really care. Like I like that because it's a different take. Plus, what I've learned the past couple weeks, because when we do these things, like even that night we were watching the Mafia stuff, we were watching the wrestling stuff, like that was good content. It was just us three just vibing, and the chat was even lit that night. So it was like we just had a good time hanging out. And I feel like those Discord calls, like there's just a lot of endless opportunities. But when it comes to like that stuff, I realized I'm very I actually have like genuine reactions. And me and Jay Birdie were talking about it, like I really haven't seen a lot of stuff. Because, I grew up, like, my mom was Jehovah's Witness. So, like, she tried to cut a lot of things out of my life. And then when the floodgates open, I kind of, like, gravitated towards my things already. I was already, like, knowing what I wanted to, like, research and stuff. But I feel like I have genuine reactions to, like, things. Even though I might not know it, I like learning about it. I like being curious about things. So, hearing you guys talk about it, I'm like, I don't really care. I'll get lost in the Mafia stuff. Like, you see me, I'm just talking, I'm like, but, like, what if... Like, would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, that's how I think. So it's just a good dynamic, man. It's just a good time.
Listen, I'm going to take advantage of you because the one thing I'm missing on my channel is those big movies that, like, everyone says that they've seen, but I know you truly haven't seen them. And so I'm going to use you as, like, the only way so I can mark it as first-time movie watch.
I'm down, man.
And me and you on Discord watching a movie, and I'll edit it myself and put it up as one of my things. But I'm gonna do that with you because there's like at least 6 movies that are huge that I love that you have never seen, and I want to see what your reaction is. And I think we'll bring on Jay Birdie and we'll at least go through a Mafia run because there's a bunch of Mafia movies you haven't seen. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. So no, I mean, listen. just shout out to these guys, man. I mean, it's the content is great, and yeah, no, and so you've got coming up this week. You said the Discord, right? You got the fight
On
night.
Saturday, yeah, big fight. I think it's UFC 274 if I'm not mistaken, but it's Jorge Masvidal versus Kobe Covington. Two former best friends who are gonna fight each other, and they don't like each other very much, so it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
And those Discord calls, those are like some of my highest like live viewed ratings, you know what I mean? But they're probably my most fun too, because everybody's just chilling. We're not gaming, you know what I mean? Most of us are drinking or like just relaxing, and like it literally feels like we're watching the fight together,
yeah,
and I think that's the best part about it.
for
And
sure.
one thing, I mean, I don't know where you want to go with this, but like
Go
even
ahead.
with this show, like I'm excited to see where our Big Llama show goes, because like last week really showed me, it's like one of us doesn't have to be here for us to still get views. That means we're building a foundation with our viewership in our chat. You know what I mean? And like I joke around, but I don't care. Any of my friends being on here, it's a win for me. You know what I mean? Especially when I see them shine. It's like, man, like we're really putting together a media conglomerate, and it's like kind of came out of nowhere with like the friendships and stuff. I had no clue we were gonna be all this close. So
Yeah, no, trust me. I look forward to Saturday night Discord with the boys. I look forward to the Mafia doc watch alongs with you guys.
yeah,
It's literally a fun time. So yeah, and listen, guys, if you guys want to be a part of that, make sure you're looking up AD on Twitch, Blackout AD on Twitch.
Yep.
He's always streaming on there. He's doing obviously gaming streams, but again, it's more than that. It's different types of content. So check him out. Make sure you go on Twitch. Hercules Outlaw here. Let's go. Blackout Inc. The Discord stuff can be a show in itself. Yes, it
100%.
can. For sure. All right, so let's do something here, because we wanted to talk. The title of our podcast tonight was it the Multiverse of Bel-Air? Yeah. So we're going to cover two topics. One of them being movie related. So I'm going to take advantage of the pre-recorded segment and hit you up with the intro. Let's talk about Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness on the Big Llama Show movie section. Here we go. All right, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This movie is going to be freaking insane. Insane. I mean, you've been reading leaks on this movie.
Oh, I know everything, but I don't know anything. Oh man, listen, this movie, I've been excited to talk about this movie because I've been doing countless hours of research on everything going on in this movie. I think this movie's gonna do what No Way Home did again. I honestly think so. Like, I think numbers wise, it's gonna break I don't know if it's gonna break No Way Home record, but it's gonna hit it. I honestly think, because, and a lot of people were saying, like, with No Way Home's success, it kind of showed Marvel like they need their own version of that, because they're splitting it with the Spider-Man stuff. They're splitting it with Sony. Mm-hmm. So to me, it was like Marvel seen the success of it and was like, all right, well, let's do some more reshoots. Let's add some more cameos. And the list of cameos, like they're saying Tom Cruise might be in this movie. And yeah. I don't see how he's going to be in this movie. And if he is, it's going to be like, imagine Tom Cruise being in this movie. How many people are just going to go see it for that? And how many people are going to see it that had no clue of the movie when they saw the Super Bowl trailer and showed the side profile of Professor X?
Right. I mean, that to me, you know what I thought was, there's no way they can do it again.
Yeah.
There's no way that they could possibly like recapture the magic of No Way Home. And sure enough, they released this trailer. You got Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier. I'm like, oh my God, like, how did they do this? How in the world? And now I'm like amped. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Hercules here. I can't believe the endless possibilities they can do with Doctor Strange and bringing together universes. Professor X. You heard his voice. That's unmistakable. Like,
no, I mean, even the way they said, like, he kind of like rolled into the camera view. If you really look at it,
exactly.
like he like rolled in. But yeah, man, Hercules is right. The endless possibilities. They're gonna cameo so much like stuff in this movie, and I have a theory that not it's a theory and kind of I don't know if it's a leak. Like I don't know, but I feel like they're gonna converge a lot of these universes that we've previously seen, whether it be
Mm-hmm.
the X-Men, Fantastic Four. Like they're gonna try to converge these into the MCU now, and I think we're gonna get a payoff for Loki, and which is kind of what we started our Big Llama show on. So it's
Right.
kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see this movie because it's literally a payoff from that, and we did a weekly segment every week about it. We're gonna. I think we might see the great timeline come back together into one, and we're gonna see a lot of new characters. So this movie's gonna, and it's supposed to be the first horror movie, which I'm super excited about because you got Sam Raimi, and it's gonna give a different look to the MCU movies, which I feel like people were getting a little bit of fatigue with the same formula and stuff. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, no, the horror elements from Sam Raimi are already evident in the trailer. Like you saw, the zombie Doctor Strange.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, you saw the evil the one from What If, right? There's even discussions or I guess pieces of the movie trailer or the movie poster that show cartoon images from What If. Like, I mean,
Oh, the on the poster itself,
yeah,
in the glass, they say there's Deadpool. You can see a Deadpool silhouette. They're saying there's a Chthon, which is like the creator of the Darkhold, which means they're gonna go into like the hell version of the MCU because
yeah.
he's part of that. There was some other stuff like I think even Captain Carter's supposed to be in this movie.
Right. The return of Captain Carter. I mean, which is
Live
great.
action, yeah.
We got some chat rumble here. Hercules wants to let us know that Jane hates Tom Cruise. So if Tom Cruise is in this movie, she's not going to have a good time. Hercules also says, since Marvel got the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four, this is the perfect way to introduce them to the universe. Yep. Absolutely. And people are going crazy for that too. And then he says here, now that the Avengers story arc has kind of ended, they can really do the same thing with X-Men and unify them both for Galactus. Well, hashtag fingers crossed.
Listen, Galactus is coming. There's already rumors to that. Now, I think do I think the people that we see in here are going to be the Wolverine? Like, let's say we see a Wolverine in here. It might be Hugh Jackman. It might be some new guy because they're saying the speculation of a new Wolverine. But they're also saying it might not be the Wolverine they use in the future. Like when they cast like their actual, this just might be a variant. So it's like a lot of things we'll see in here is just to like, hey, this is here now. But doesn't mean necessarily going forward, those are the characters we're going to follow in the future. Or is it, I don't think it's going to set up necessarily like their storylines, whatnot. You know what I mean? Like I think we're going to see a Fantastic Four character. I think we're going to see some more X-Men other than Professor X. I think we're going to see a lot of things. I think we're going to go into a cartoon. There's, like you said, I think we're going to go into a cartoon part of the universe. Like they're saying, there's even like rumors that this Professor X is from the X-Men 97 cartoon that they're releasing coming up, which is like, bro, if you do that, like what?
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the X-Men 97 cartoon that they're going to put out. Like, 100%. And the voice talent for that they put together, Jesus.
I hope they bring back the theme song.
Man, that is the greatest theme song, man.
Yes. Gets me hyped to this day.
You got it in your workout playlist?
Yeah.
Hercules, will we finally see Channing Tatum as Gambit?
That's how we feel about you, Herc Yum.
Herky Yum Outlaw.
I haven't heard anything about that. I have seen that he said he was very sad about that movie, and it kind of deterred him from wanting to do superhero movies. So I feel like that's code for I'm in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why not?
It's like,
why wouldn't you want to bring that?
It's like, check me out. I'm here too.
They're saying, what's his name? I can't believe I'm blanking on his name right now. Dude played Ghost Rider.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Oh, why am I blanking? They're saying he might be in this as Ghost Rider. They're saying there might be another Ghost Rider. It's like it's like anybody who can be in this movie might be in this movie, and there's been confirmation and non-confirmation for both sides. It's like I don't know what's going on. People are saying like the staff members are seeing different cuts of this movie that have different cameos. So it's like, bro, like this movie literally it's a multiverse of madness. Like the title couldn't be more perfect.
Listen, all I want to see is Wesley Snipes' Blade.
There's rumors of that too, but I would like to see that just nostalgia purposes. But honestly, I would like to see Mahershala Ali's version. Like I would like to actually see him.
Well, I think if you use someone like Wesley Snipes, like, and you say, like, I think your theory for Spider-Man, the one that you came up with, you said, what if he's just going into different universes, like, and like for small blips of time, and then you have your camera. I think that's what's going to happen here.
I think so too.
I give you the credit on that one because I just said, oh, what AD had said about Spider-Man is probably what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
But I read somewhere that Feige said that he's not doing any more Avengers movies, or Avengers. That Avengers story arc is done. Yeah. But this becomes sort of that new Avengers team up, that culmination of many movies. But yeah, no, the possibilities are like crazy.
They're saying Tobey Maguire's in this movie,
right? That was already speculated. I think Andrew Garfield is potentially in what is it, Morbius or some other movie?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Morbius.
I mean, I'm looking at the cast list here, and I don't see anything. They haven't done any major leaks, but it does have Patrick Stewart on the cast list. So, I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who will be in Doctor Strange 2? I mean, they got all kinds of... I see pictures of Loki. Oh, yeah. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds says he's not going to be in it, but, I mean, come on. He sounds like Andrew Garfield did. Yeah. I guarantee you I'm not in the movie. But
there's no way. I mean, the only thing that might stop him from being in the movie is that the Deadpool character is so out wacky. But it's perfect for a movie like this because he could be. I guarantee whatever it is, he's breaking the fourth wall because that's what Deadpool does. And in a movie like this, where it's like all this crazy shit is happening, it's like that would be a highlight of the movie. So it's like, why wouldn't he be in this? And you got to introduce him in somehow. I mean, they already confirmed that his next movie is going to be under Marvel. So it's like...
Yeah. Well, let's see what Hercules has a question here. Do you guys think that with bringing Captain Carter, they leave room for Chris Evans to play Johnny Storm?
Yeah, I heard he's not going to be Johnny Storm at all. I heard that he might... There's a only rumor about him being in the movie is that he's playing like a Hydra version of like Captain America, like a Hydra Cap. So that's the only rumor that I've seen with Chris Evans, but
yeah, I mean, I haven't heard any. I mean, I heard the funny like casting. I still would tell you that, and I'm holding on to this. Me and Little Llama, John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic is coming.
That seems very likely, but that goes to what I said earlier about they're saying he might be in it just because everybody wants him to be, but I don't think he's going to be the Mr. Fantastic of the MCU.
Right. Maybe they give a nod to the fans and let him have a cameo.
That's what it seems. But who knows? He does such a good job. He might, you know what I mean? He might stay. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm curious. Again, I think it was the same for Spider-Man, but it's almost like I'm excited for this movie. I've been, especially past couple weeks, been hyping myself up, watching videos, theory videos, leaks, reading the script, like all this stuff, and not reading the script, but like listening to like leaked scripts and stuff. And I'm like, my mind's already past it in a way. Like, what are they gonna do after this? Like with the things they set up in Eternals, like there's Blade coming, so now there's like you got a whole nother side to this, and then you got what is it, Thor: Love and Thunder, which is another movie. That's the next one where it's like
right after this one. I mean, I think Thor: Love and Thunder is just going to be like, I think they're going to mess with your brain so much in this one that I think Thor: Love and Thunder would be a pretty straightforward movie, but just a fun time.
I don't even think that, man. I don't even.
But I heard there's more, right? There's more there.
Oh, for Thor: Love and Thunder, they're having Christian Bale play. Oh, what's his name? Something the God Butcher.
Oh, okay.
Gore the God Butcher, and he's basically a guy, like a demon style. It's like an alien. I don't know exactly
Mm-hmm.
what race he is, but he kills gods. So the movie seems like he's gonna be like trying to kill Thor, and I think now Natalie Portman's gonna be Lady Thor, and she's gonna be like the main Thor in a weird way. But the weapon that was to me, this is the craziest part. The weapon that Gore the God Butcher uses in the comic books is I believe it's not the Ebony Blade, because I think that's the one at the end of Eternals, but it's another blade that comes from Null, which is like the king of symbiotes.
Oh my god.
So if they bring that, if he's using that sword, which I think that is like leaked on a Lego kit that he has the sword, so that means now we're gonna see like literally the god of all symbiotes and like where they kind of come from in a way in the MCU. And it's like, bro, I don't know much about that guy, so I'm like, now I gotta learn about him, and now he might be in the MCU. So that what does that do for like Venom and like, oh man, this movie's gonna set a lot of things in motion, and I think we're gonna be very, very satisfied.
No, for sure. Let's see what the chat's got. It says here, Hercules, the fact that it's Patrick Stewart playing Professor X is perfect.
Yeah,
I think he was making, we talked about John Krasinski. He said he would make a perfect Mr. Fantastic. More Venom to come then,
Yep.
right?
yep.
And Hercules says, all the possibilities give me anxiety. and that's the thing is, I didn't think I would have the same feeling that I did for No Way Home. But I do. I'm waiting for the release date of the pre-sale tickets so that I can stay up till 4:00 in the morning again. But the other thing is, the other question that we'd have, and we can probably close on this one, is will it be the same impact in terms of the box office that No Way Home was? I mean, No Way Home is a tough task to follow. I think it's got the legs, but we've only seen one trailer. And what I heard a lot of people say is, I don't know a lot about it, and I like that. I like that fact. I want to be surprised when I go to the movies. Yeah. You probably know more because you do read up on the leaks and everything else. But I would say if they tease one or two characters in the next trailer, it has the ability to match those numbers. Maybe, I don't know.
Pandemic seems to be winding down. Think about it. They didn't show Toby or Andrew. The speculation is what drove them to the thing, and then the speculation is what drove the masses to the opening weekend, and then the confirmation is what drove everybody else for the next coming weeks. So I think that it's a formula that when you think about it, they try to use Scream. Let's use that for an example. The first Scream, they used Drew Barrymore on the cover because she was a star, and they knew that she was going to bring people to the seats. And then when they killed her off, it's like, oh shit, anything goes for this movie, right?
Right.
And it's almost like, in a way, Marvel saw that by not all the speculation of them being it was enough for them to not even put them in the trailer. It was just enough to get the people into the seats, and then when they actually see it happen, it was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? And plus, it got out so early that they were in the movie that they kind of had to do something different. He's like, you show us it, it's like, oh, we expected that, and maybe the numbers wouldn't have been the same if they would have showed us in the trailer,
Yeah, so you're right.
Imagine Hugh Jackman's in this and they don't show in the trailer, or Tom Cruise actually is. He's supposed to play a high level version of. He's supposed to play Superior Iron Man, which is the Iron Man that if Ultron never became Ultron and he was successful with what his plan was. So it's if we get a version of that, bro, everybody's going to this thing. I don't know if it, like you said, it's a tall ask, but it's gonna come close, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, and the hype is there. It's I think it comes out in May.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. The COVID-19 variants and all that shit seems to be dying down, or at least the numbers are going down.
At least the news is telling us.
At least that's what the news is telling us, because there's a war out there.
Yeah, there's a war now. They got something else to cover.
Now there's war, so we can forget about the thing. But anyway, but honestly, it's everything seems primed for this movie to be huge, and so I am very, very excited for it. What I would say is, guys, if you're excited for this, hit us up in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on.
What do you want to see?
Right. Are you going to go see it? What do you want to see? What are the cameos you think are going to be on here? Let us know in the comments. We'll continue to cover some of that stuff. And if we see any major leak developments or the next trailer blows our minds, we're definitely going to talk about it here on the show for sure. All right, so AD, let's see. We were just talking about Doctor Strange. We wanted to talk about Bel-Air, and we're going to dedicate time for that. So let me use your intro. Not that it's for the culture, but why not? We're getting close to that time. So let's go with AD's pop culture. We're talking about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the reboot. Here we go.
I do it for the culture.
I never grow tired of that. I never get tired of that, man. I love that intro. All right, so Bel-Air. Now, how many episodes have you watched?
I watched them all.
You watched them all. Okay, yeah. I have too, and I think when you were talking about it, I don't know if it was on the Discord or whatever, but all I have to say is I was skeptical about this show. I really was. I was like, do you really need a dark take on the Fresh Prince? It's such a beloved show. And the first episode, the first like 20 minutes, signed, sealed, delivered. I was in. I was hooked. I mean, this is what we got. Bel-Air on the Peacock. It's
Peacock, which I gotta say, Peacock got a lot more things than I gave it credit for. I was kind of surprised to actually what they have. So they might actually got a winner right here with this Bel-Air show.
Well, the part I like about this, and we're gonna look at the cast also in just a minute, but the part I like about it is the first episode was really like the wink and nod to the old show. Yeah. They had the references and they said the things like, "Oh, I got into a little fight, my mom got scared," all that stuff. Like all the little things were in there. But like it is more than just a rehash of a comedy series. Like this show has legs, man. This show has like drama and it's great. Just great.
Yeah. I think if it was named something else with different characters, it would still be a very good show. But the fact that it is Bel-Air and it's off of characters, I am a huge fan of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I had all the box sets growing up. Like I love that show. And I was also kind of skeptical. I kind of didn't want to watch it, and honestly, it was because of my parents and my parents were like telling us like, "Hey, like the show's real," and they're also huge fans of Fresh Prince. They're like, "Yo, the show's really good." And then my sister started watching it. She said the same thing you did. She said first 10 minutes in, like I called her. She's like, "I'm only 10 minutes in, and I want to watch it all." Like she's like, "It was really good." I mean, it's super grounded, and I think that's what I like the most because it gives you like a realistic take on real life, you know what I mean? Real life, what it's like in Philly, and then the culture shock of somebody moving from Philly. Like in the shows, like you feel the culture shock a little bit, but it's not as prevalent as it is now. Like you see him go through his life in Philly, what it's like, what he left, and the emotion. That's one thing about the show. The emotion is here. The emotion is here. Like the last episode had me tearing up. Like it's a fantastic and great written show.
And I love the fact, like you said, it's grounded and it's not like hokey. It's not like, over the tops and like not everything was great in Philadelphia for him, right? Like there was definitely some struggle. There's just a lot of things that they could have just gone over the top and done I almost related to, what was that one show, Empire? It could have empired it, right? And just went way over the top and not have anything realistic. But it was real stuff. But this guy, the actor, I think his name is Jabari Banks. No, that's not his name. Hold on. No, his name is Jabari Banks. He plays Will Smith. Jeez, I'm reading his name over here. The dude can act, man. I mean, he's got the mannerisms down of Will Smith. Some of the the quirkiness of him, but he comes into his own in this show, man.
I feel like I don't know. It's like he must have been a super fan of the show or like did his homework because I found out that he didn't meet Will Smith until like in person. So like maybe they had like video calls and stuff, but I found out he didn't meet him until like right before the show like aired. And I thought the same thing. I was like, man, he has a lot of like the same mannerisms, and to me it was like he hung out with Will and like Will kind of maybe coached him because he is like an executive producer on this, I believe. So it's like I felt like he like coached him a little bit, but finding out he met him like right before the premiere, like is like kind of wild, like to think like, oh shit, like this kid did his work, like he did his homework, and he's really good.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got a stellar cast with him. So let's look at the cast list here. Um, the one thing though, what was again, my wife and I watched it together, and we were hooked. Like we're both hooked. We can't wait for the next episode. But like when the first episode rang, like we were like, all right, that doesn't look like Uncle Phil, right? Like you do that a little bit. You go, oh, that doesn't look like Uncle Phil. That's not really, but I'm again. I have lost any type of any type of like bias towards the show was eliminated by their performances. I mean, this is a great show. Okay, forget. I would say this: if it wasn't called Bel-Air, like I think you were saying this, as it wasn't called Bel-Air, I honestly think it still would be a great show, but not as many eyes would be on it. It would be one of those shows that like if you caught it and you watched it, you go, "Oh my god, this is the greatest show I've ever seen," or a great show. But like you'd have to convince people to watch it and turn like, but like it has that naming convention. It has that.
I feel like the name kind of hurts it because people have that. Because I mean, let's be real. Most of the time they f it up. Like when they do reboots
Of course, yeah,
and try to rehash old IPs, they mess it up. And like with this, they hit it out the park. Like it's like you said, the first episode they had their nods to it, but really they're not trying to be overly like remember. They're trying to be on their own legs. They're trying to stand on their own thing. And I mean, like you said, you mentioned that the cast is great. I mean, Carlton, it's like you want to hate him, but then like you also kind of want to find sympathy for him. Like you're feeling him too, and he's like he portrays it really well. Their dynamic is really good. Jazz is a great character. Like Jazz is a totally different character than the show, but like I love what they did with this character because, like I said, it's a more realistic take on these characters.
And the one thing that my wife brought up, and I give her credit for that, is that like for example, the Hillary Banks character, Coco Jones, she's not just a character. She's got depth. She's got story. She's got her story is very compelling about how she wants to be an influencer and how she's struggling and she's just not a Bel-Air princess who goes out shopping and is ditzy like in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gave her purpose. Carlton is dark, man. He's a dark character, and you really want to hate the guy. You do, but you're right. Like there's something about him that there's some redeeming qualities. But all of them, and I think there's secrets in there, and that's the other part. The show's writing is phenomenal because there are secrets that are going to be exposed. There are things that are cooking up in the background, and the biggest and most, I think the most satisfying surprise was Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Jeffrey is the man. Like he's the muscle, dude. Like that's. I mean,
it's like again a different take on Jeffrey, but it's like this man is a hitter or like he has like some special intelligence, like he's something, man. I mean, obviously Philip is running for DA. That's probably the lightest spoiler we'll give, but like I want people to actually go see this, and I don't really want to ruin it. But the show's just fantastic, man. The writing is good. I hope they continue, and what I like is they are treading the storyline of like, I mean, even adding Lisa at an early like.
Yeah,
adding that, you know what I mean? Because I think Lisa was only in that for like 10 episodes, something like that. But like for me, I remember her being in the show a lot longer than that, like a lot longer, So it seems like they're tying in a lot of the stories, but they're going deeper into the like concepts and like translating it to like now and like I don't know, man. Great show. It's probably one of my favorites of the year so far too.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised.
This and Peacemaker.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. Hercules has the comments. Says very good points. I'm gonna have to watch the show now. And then he says it's a true testament to his talents to be able to capture him without meeting him and hanging out. Yeah, no, I mean
facts.
It's great. I like I said. I like the fact that it's sort of the time frame is now, right? Like it's modernized. It's now. Because I think if they would have said it in the 90s, that would have sucked. It would have been
I don't know. Different. I think if they would have grounded it like they did, but in the time of the 90s, you know what I mean, would have been kind of a sick like a different twist on it. You know what I mean? Because you still got the '90s feel to it, and like, but the realism of like how they grounded it now. But to that point, it's the creator, the director, like the dude like did this before. He's never even been. I don't think he's from Philly. I think he's from somewhere else. And he's like he just knows the hood, and like he took the story and like really felt the story. So it's like, you know, hey, what's James say? He's like, I'm one episode in and I'm looking forward to more. Hey, I'm glad you're watching that. I want to see your take on it. I like Jimmy's takes on things. He's super honest about it.
Oh yeah, he is, and he does come at it from a different perspective too. So, yeah, Jay Birdie, one of your comments on that one for sure. Let's go down the cast list. We got obviously we know who's playing Will. You know, Uncle Philip Banks here, Adrian Holmes, great actor. I don't know where I've seen him before. I got to look up his history, but he's an intense dude.
Yeah.
And really, again, you know what it is I like when I don't know who the character is, but I'm drawn into his world. You know, like I'm instantly involved in what he's doing. Aunt Viv though is the one I think that's going to surprise us in the show. Again, we're not going to spoil it for anybody, but I think her story arc is going to be pretty interesting.
Oh, I have theories. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily a spoiler, but I have theories. Like I have a feeling like Will might be their kid. Yeah,
Well,
I feel like they're hinting at that.
something with the father, right? The father, we owe it to him. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of references, which, again, we're not spoiling anything. If you're watching the show, you're
You see
watching
the commercial,
closely.
kind of. I felt it off the commercial.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now watching it, I'm like, there's something here. Like, there's gonna be a twist where it's like, and then in a weird way, like, it kind of gives you answers for like the '90s show in a weird way. Like when you want to think, and that's why the title to this podcast I thought was perfect because it's like we're exploring the multiverse of Bel-Air. Like we seen a past different version of this Bel-Air. Now we're seeing a different version. You know, it's like the multiverse.
This is their variants, right? These are new variants.
Yeah, new variants, exactly.
Hercules hitting us up says we need a hot takes with Jimmy channel for sure, man.
Yes, sir.
Listen, Jay Birdie, man. I don't listen. It's no BS, man. You are a talented dude. You're funny, and that your takes are spot on sometimes. So you definitely got to get you more exposure for sure. And that's no BS right there, man. That's the truth. So we talked about Carlton. You know, Carlton is different than the Carlton you remember, obviously. Hillary Banks for sure. Ashley, her story, I'm not. I'm not.
It's a little slow right now.
A little
It's
slow
like,
for her.
yeah.
But there, you know what? There's
Roughly
time.
younger.
Yeah, there's time for her to expand. She is a younger character. Like we said, Jeffrey's a whole nother character. Jazz.
I hope we
Jazz-
get into before we get to Jazz. I hope we
Sure.
get into Jeffrey's backstory because there's more to him that we haven't seen. Obviously, again, we're not going to spoilers, but there's some things that happen where I'm like, oh, there's something to him, and I hope we get a little bit more, even to his backstory, how he ended up there, because we didn't necessarily we got a little bit of that in the '90s, but again, this is a more grounded story, different. Like I would like to see that.
Yeah, no, there's more, and I think when you peel it back, right, Jeffrey and Philip Banks, Uncle Phil, that's gonna come to a head. Something's gonna be in that past because, I mean, Jeffrey's a cold dude, man. So anyway, I'm trying not to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen the show. So, but you will enjoy it and be pleasantly surprised. I guarantee you that. Jazz was great that they gave him, again, depth, substance, actually something to do other than just be comic relief and be thrown out of the house.
Yeah.
But even though that was funny bits on the Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah.
And then Lisa, and I'll say this, Mama Llama brought this up, and I've noticed it on the show. These are not supermodel looking people in terms of like body type and structure and stuff like that. And she said of Lisa, she's like, I'm glad that they have a girl who just looks normal, who has a little bit of curvage, and she looks normal, and it's great. And honestly, I was like, there's nothing wrong with this girl. She looks great. But I get it. Like in most shows, you've got, these perfectly looking models and things and actresses. And
Especially in Bel-Air, like how easy would it have been to find some pretty young petite thing? Yeah. But I think the show does good for like black and brown culture. Like it represented super well and gives you the real. And I love that because growing up as a brown boy myself, like You didn't see that in a lot of things, and that's why that's what I think was the draw to the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was like a family that, yeah, they might be rich and stuff, but like their culture and like where they come from, and like you see it through, and it's like it resonated with me a lot. And the same thing's happening here, man. Like the show right now, 5 episodes in, I'm giving it like a solid like 8.5, easy,
Yeah.
easy right now.
And and again, I like the fact that you're getting to see the divide between, um, you know, the rich people and poor people, and also just socially, from African Americans, like what they represent, what Philip Banks represents in that show,
Yep.
versus the people he's trying to get to vote for him. Like that's a huge thing. That's a huge issue, and it's real story. Like he's struggling with trying to keep his identity as someone who used to struggle, right? He used to be part of the culture and everything, and all of a sudden he's now part of the elite, and he's now out of touch, out of reality with some of these things. And and I like the fact that it's not just, oh, he's rich and he's evil. It's, you're rich, and he says it, and I love what there's a line in there. He says, why should I apologize for being successful? Why should I apologize for having success at what I do? And I love that, because it's a constant dynamic that happens in every culture. Is you have the haves and have-nots, but they're exploring it, and they're talking about Black Lives Matter, and they're talking about the police stuff, not in a beat it over your head like political thing. It's more of like, it's part of the storyline. It's like he's struggling to keep two types of folks happy. And it's hard. It's hard for him to do that in his position of power now. So, I mean,
100%.
just a great show overall. I mean, I am impressed. I like you gave it a rating. I would say right now, solid 9 for me. They've got to stick the landing, though. They've got to stick the landing, and they're going on a great trajectory right now.
The pacing, I mean, everything, how it's filmed, like it's all very well crafted, and you could tell like whoever's making this, they cared about Fresh Prince. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they did. So guys, if anyone's out there, if you like this show, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. Make sure you let us know what parts of Bel-Air you like. Remember, if people haven't seen it, try not to spoil it for others. If you're hitting us up in the comments, tell us what your favorite part of Bel-Air is. Tell us, what you're looking forward to, and we'd like to know your thoughts. All right. You see what I'm doing there? Because we're going to chop this bitch up, right?
Yeah.
We are going to chop this up a little bit and put it out as clips. That's what my goal has been, to try to do that with our show, and I just haven't had time to do it. So, all right, let's see. I don't think we have much more on the agenda. I think we talked about talking about some other things. Is there anything else that you?
Maybe Batman.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
You put the poll up.
Oh, that's right.
I know I'm seeing it next weekend, so we could definitely break it down and go into some spoilers next week. Yeah. But I just want to say before we even, I clicked yes. I'm gonna go see that in theaters. And I'm excited, man. I think this is gonna be a different take on the Batman that we. I mean, everybody knows Batman's a great detective. I think we're gonna actually get to see that, and that's what I'm kind of excited about. I think this is gonna blow a lot of people's minds.
Here's my concern. Not with the movie. I'm gonna go see the movie. My kids and I are making the plans. We're gonna go. We're just trying to figure out what day to go. We're even trying to figure out which theater. But I don't see the hype around it in terms of. I'm not saying that there's no hype. I'm just saying I don't see the level of anticipation that some of the other movies had. But tonight or tomorrow morning at about 11 a.m., the review embargo goes up. So a bunch of reactors tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock will be flooding Facebook, flooding Twitter with their reactions, with their first takes.
Told me that.
What's that?
You should have told me that.
Oh,
Get all over it.
Well, and that's the thing. The Rotten Tomato score will come out tomorrow. The embargo gets lifted, so you're going to see all the reactors who went to see it at a screening, their first reactions. I think all of them are doing it now, like outside the theater. All the major ones, I think, New Rockstars, the Real Rejects, all those guys have stuff primed and ready to release. So yeah, tomorrow about 11 o'clock Eastern time, they're going to be releasing all of their reviews. That's kind of where my fear is. The embargo is so close to the release, and so the pre-sales were done, before all this stuff is done. But again, I heard the few leaks that I did read that it's all the way into that it's like Seven, it's like the crime drama, and in some places they're having a hard time with the R rating. I think in Europe, somewhere in Europe, they have the they've titled it as an R-rated movie. So. Damn. And so that's going to impact a little bit, but I think people are going to go see this movie. Kids are going to be able to sneak in.
I think people need to stop, or like the movie industry. I get it. You want to appeal to more people, but a Batman style movie has to be R-rated, man. Like, you can't hold it back. It's the same with Deadpool. You can't have a Deadpool PG-13, No. But I do think this movie's. I think the hype. You're right. I'm a little bit more where I'm following people who are talking about it, so I've been seeing it for the past couple weeks a lot. But outside, like mainstream, the hype is kind of like But I think when people, because it's another Batman movie, so it's like people are probably expecting like something else. So when they hear the word of mouth that it's completely different, and I think it's gonna set a bar of like the realism again. So We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm excited. To talk about it next week, and we can have a full discussion on it.
Oh, for sure. We're going to talk Batman for sure next week. Join us next week for that. I said I'm going to go see it before the next show.
Yes, sir.
So we'll talk maybe some spoilers. Unless there's nothing major in it, right? Like unless there's like nothing that is mind blowing, we'll probably talk spoilers for the movie. We'll definitely cover the box office gross and anything else there. But I want to make sure that we let people know next week. We definitely will be covering that. Hercules hit us up before he's getting out of here. He says, "A great show tonight, my brothers. I'd love to see it."
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to close with this, and is that if you guys notice differences in the show, it's ever evolving. It's ever evolving, and there's always changes, and the reason is because we value feedback. And so, Blackout is very, very honest. And, AD and I have conversations throughout the week about how the last show was and the next show. Jimmy wants to let us know, obviously, this is the top 39 Llama show ever. So, guys, if there's any feedback, any comments that you guys have, let us know, please. What topics you'd like us to see or cover. And like we said, we're always thinking about the show.
What do you think would improve the show?
For sure. Anything like that, because we want to get better. We're working on this. This is for us. This is real, man. This is a real thing. We're not, it's not a fly-by-night thing. We're going to be here for the long haul, so we definitely need everybody's input.
I mean, 39 weeks, man.
39, yeah, exactly. 39 weeks of content and discussions and you've seen some changes. So we've changed the format a little bit here, a little there. So I like tonight. Tonight flowed pretty well. Now, is there, this is a question everybody wants to know, is there a post-Llama stream tonight?
I'm debating right now because I got to wake up at 9 in the morning. So I'm like, oh, should I not? But there might be, honestly. There might be. If not, there's going to be a stream tomorrow after I get out of work. It's going to be a good time.
Okay, no problem. I want to just point out that Jay Birdie is wrong in this assessment. I can see disturbing images on your computer, Llama, with those glasses. The only disturbing image is me and AD in my glasses. So, what you trying to say, Jay Birdie? Oh my God! Yeah, I gotta get my old ones, man. I've been looking at my eyes the whole time, man. This is stupid. All right, so. Guys, I want to thank everybody for another great show tonight. Thank you to everybody. Let's shout out. We had Hercules. We got Jay Birdie. Let's see.
Big Homie was there.
Big Homie. Gabe was on here earlier tonight. Just shout out to everybody who shows up to the show. We appreciate everybody. Thank you to everyone who's a subscriber to the Llama Nation. Remember, to support this channel, to support the Big Llama Show, give it a like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. That's how I grow. If you'd like to support Blackout AD, go on over to Twitch and make sure that you're following him and subscribe to his channel or to his stream, and subscribe to his Blackout YouTube channel, right? I think it's blackout.gg.
Blackout.gg. That's the website. So we had to find our thing. But yeah,
no problem.
Definitely more Blackout reacts coming to that channel. Hopefully with different faces. Try to get everybody in on the piece of the pie, man. We're trying to build this empire. For
sure. And guys, check out his latest reaction. Blackout reacts to Akash Singh's Bring Back Apu, and they have it on now. It's a great time. Make sure you go give it a like, subscribe, put some up in the comments, get this video circulated. If you see him on YouTube, if you want to follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on all the socials, make sure you retweet our stuff. Make sure you like and comment. We appreciate everybody. On behalf of AD, I'm the Big Llama. This is the Big Llama Show. All right, AD. Peace out, man.
Later. Peace.